green tea.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Verse Talk.
My name is Max.
That's Max.
I'm Max.
I'm Max.
That's Max, and I'm Parky.
Welcome to Verse Talk.
Welcome.
We're back, guys. We're here. Let's focus up here. Let's focus up. I'm Parky. This is Max.
How we doing?
My dear friend.
My
We
dearest
are here to
friend.
provide you with a dose of DC Universe.
Yeah, we got some DC things coming out soon, and big DC things. We've done a Marvel episode, so I was like, yeah, let's do a DC episode.
I like it. I'm going to preface it by saying that you're probably the lead on the DC side of things.
That's okay. Yeah, I figured. Yeah.
But I'm here.
But you don't. It's not like you know nothing of DC.
Correct.
But
I started to prepare for this pod, I felt like I did, but I think we'll probably get into this conversation
for sure.
as the pod stems. We're gonna do a little favorite heroes, favorite villains, favorite DC movie, shows, games. What are we excited for in the future here? Oh, it's 11 o'clock on the dot. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I'd say let's start off by kind of talking about the future of DC.
Okay.
So obviously James Gunn is now
At the helm.
spearheading, the helm of DC. He's got Superman coming out. What's your take on that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, ready?
Yeah, I like the trailers. They look very promising. You got all these. I don't know. It seems like people are still hung up on Henry, and I understand that he was just a phenomenal Superman. But
yeah, he was.
Here we are. You know what I mean?
True.
We are in
we're in a different era now, and unfortunately, DC needed to do something like that because it was weird. Everyone loved Henry Cavill as Superman, but no one ever said they loved the movies. I enjoyed the movies actually quite a lot.
I liked Man of Steel a lot.
I liked Man of Steel. I thought it was a great movie. I even enjoyed the Justice League movies. I never saw the Snyderverse cut, which I actually plan to watch.
I did actually watch
because
that.
I know that's like a 3-hour-long movie, but I do need to watch it because apparently everyone says it's way better.
There was a lot of good stuff that they added into it. It was just more.
Right.
It was just more filling, and I liked it.
And James Gunn, he did the most recent Suicide Squad movie, right?
Yes.
It was a great movie.
I liked it. I liked both Suicide Squad
I liked
movies.
both Suicide movies a lot as well. But the most recent one I know is everybody loves with, you have King Shark, Polka Dot Man, Peacemaker's in that.
That little rat dude.
Yeah. Oh, God. Weasel or something like that, I think.
Yeah, Weasel.
That was a good movie, dude.
Yeah.
That was a really good movie. But I'm on the same boat as you. I enjoyed the first one.
I did too.
You had Deadshot, Harley Quinn, El Diablo. Ooh, who else was in it?
Boomerang.
Thank you. Boomerang was in it, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. He's been getting a little bit of love recently in the DC side of things.
James Gunn has all of my hope and dreams. If this was the Dragon Ball Z universe, I would be lending him my power for a spirit bomb. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
I got vibes of I don't know. It seems Superman-y, but then there's multiple villains, and then it seemed like
there's also multiple heroes. It looked like as well.
So this is gonna it might be like a sped up reboot, like boop 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 boop. He did this already.
I think
he
so,
did that.
because this isn't an origin story for Superman, right?
Yeah.
Like they're skipping that. They're like, we've seen it a bunch of times.
I think they might bang it out in the first 10, 15, 20 minutes.
You might be right. Just like a quick recap or something like that, which will be cool.
Yeah.
So Guy Gardner's in it.
Yeah.
Which I'm very excited for because we're going to get another Green Lantern on screen.
Yep. It looked
I am
good.
one of the few supporters in this world that enjoyed the first Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds. I know the suit was CGI animated.
Yeah.
Right? How else do you do a glowy suit made out of willpower?
It's fair.
I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. It came out early. I know maybe it was rushed a little bit. I really did enjoy it. I didn't like the final fight scene, but they set it up really well to introduce Sinestro, which would have been amazing.
That was
That
one of
would-
those like early days.
Yeah, and
comic
even like
attempts.
Ryan Reynolds cooks it in Deadpool, which is fair, but I think he only said that simply because that was what everyone's take on it. But I actually enjoyed the first Green Lantern movie. I might even rewatch it.
That's a pretty big threshold crossover, though. The fact that he even mentioned that
He did.
in Deadpool,
He
because
did.
that's
He just, please don't make it green or animated. And I was like, it didn't look bad.
no.
I didn't think the suit looked bad at all. I get that it was animated, but like I didn't think it looked bad.
At that point in time, yeah. I mean, I would have to rewatch it. I probably haven't watched it in.
It's been over 10 years for me.
It's probably been close to 20 for me. I don't even remember when it came out. Early 2000s. Like 04,
I think it
03.
came out right around the time. No, a little later. I think it came out around about the time of like the Iron Man and Hulk movie, like 2008-9 maybe.
Okay, right. And that's when everybody was taking cracks at it.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it. So, but hey, we're getting Guy Gardner in this next movie, which is, I don't know much about Guy Gardner, but I know he was one of the original. I can't remember if he was before John Stewart, which is the Black Green Lantern, or if he was after. But I know he wears like his outfit and how he looks is kind of comic accurate.
Mm-hmm.
I do know that in certain points of the comic, he wears two different colored rings, not just the green one. But I think in this movie, he might just have the green ring. But still, it will be cool if they're doing it with a high budget and James Gunn is doing it in a Superman movie. We might get a very, very cool representation of a lantern in this movie, which I'm super excited for.
I like Lex's portrayal so far in the trailer.
Yeah.
I'm never a big Lex Luthor fan.
Actor who plays Beast?
I don't think so.
Okay, I need to have a quick look because I
Kelsey Grammer? Like live action Beast?
live action Beast.
That's not Kelsey Grammer. I don't think so, at least. But fact check that.
And it's coming out this year, right?
Yeah, it comes out in I think it comes out next month.
Yeah. My dumbass.
You're dumb. Pod's over. We're done.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry,
it's
guys.
Nicholas Hoult. He did play Beast, the young Beast in X-Men Origins.
Oh, okay.
That's who I meant.
Okay, I didn't.
You know
think
who I
about-
mean?
Mhm. I know exactly the kid's face in my head.
Yes. So he plays him,
Okay.
right? So
That's
he's
Lex Luthor.
He's Lex Luthor. I'm excited for it. I need to just see it. I need to just see it because I don't know. Whenever I think of Lex Luthor, I think of like a bigger, bald guy who's a menace, but maybe he really is just supposed to be like this thin, everyday billionaire who's not really physically threatening until he spends his money on the things that makes him physically threatening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've never been a big Lex guy just because I think the concept of like going against Superman's stupid in my opinion, but he's like a very integral villain in all of that.
My favorite portrayal of Lex Luthor was in, and we'll touch on it a bit more later on this pod, is in Injustice and DC Universe Online. Like the way they made his suit and everything was just huge and really threatening. And it was like, okay, if this dude makes this suit with Kryptonian or Kryptonite weapons, yeah, he could be a genuine threat to Superman.
Oh, with enough money and resources, I mean, he continues to be problematic. I just always feel like, man, leave the alien man alone.
It's just, I think it's more of like we don't need a superhero alien to save the world. I can kind of vibes.
If I had to pick,
yeah, I'm going Superman.
just put them next to each other in like Lex's coolest suit, I'd be like, no, I'm taking Superman.
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry, bud.
I agree.
But I mean, it makes sense in that sense that Superman is this like ideologistical perfect like thing, and Lex is like, fuck that. Like, we don't need that. Like, it's a human like pride
you know what
point
else
thing.
it is? It kind of gives Iron Man, Captain America vibes.
A little bit.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just obviously Iron Man doesn't take it to the point where, okay, I'm going to take you out because I don't trust you. But it kind of makes you think like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
let's see, who else did we get in the trailer? Did we get Hawk Girl or
Hawk
Hawk
Girl,
Woman? I
Hawk
forgot.
Lady.
Yeah, she's in there.
Um, there's that Mex. There's a kaiju. There was a kaiju.
There was a kaiju in the
I don't
trailer.
know his name.
Yeah.
Do not come at me. Don't do it.
I don't know who it was supposed to be. I don't know if it's Staryu or what. I don't think so because they already did that in the James Gunn verse in Suicide Squad. But yeah, there was a kaiju in there.
There was like
crazy.
a mech suit, and some people are theorizing it might be Bizarro in it or behind it, or
so Bizarro. I would love to see in this movie. I don't think he's going to be in this movie. Bizarro is literally Superman completely reversed. His color scheme is reversed. The S on his chest is reversed, but then also remove like 100 or 50% of his brain cells. So he can't speak proper English. He has a hard time speaking English, but he has the strength of Superman. He is basically a...
Since I can't say it, I'm going to write it right here.
Yeah, I think I know what you're writing.
Maybe you do.
I think I know what you're writing.
I think you definitely know what I'm writing. So that's great.
Yeah.
Maybe we cut that. Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
You didn't say it. It's okay.
Correct.
I know exactly what you mean, though. But yes, that is my... Yeah.
I'm excited for the movie, dude.
Yeah, I am too.
I have high hopes.
I feel like I have less high hopes than everyone else. I think I'm just more skeptical going into it. And I don't know why. It just seems so happy days and all this kind of stuff. Which might not be a bad thing. It might turn out to be a great thing.
Let him
but
cook.
Like,
Maybe.
Let him cook. But like my favorite typically Marvel movies and shows are like the darker themed ones. And I think that's why I enjoyed the Snyderverse movies so much, because they were so like dark.
That's the whole run that DC just went on. So I think maybe the point here is like
flip the script. They didn't do good.
And it might still get dark like halfway through, because there's a lot of adversity being thrown towards him in the trailer. Like people, like the public, the general public is against him. And
yes, that's true.
Even Lois, when they do like the mock interview, I don't know if you remember that part of the trailer.
Yes, I do remember that part. She was kind of going at him.
She was kind of getting him, and he's like, hey, like...
She was asking good questions, though.
She was doing her job, and he was like... kind of getting slandered a little bit. Dude, it's being a superhero must be tough, but...
Correct.
It's coming soon. I'm very optimistic about it.
Is there any other DC projects, films, or anything that they've talked about? Are we missing anything? Let us know in the comments. But do you know any, Parky? Or are they really just focusing on the Superman thing and then probably going to build off that?
I think that's going to be the pillar of the verse going
foundation.
Forward, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Let's look, though.
Yeah, have a quick checkup on that. And turns out there was a lot of DC shows.
Okay, so Superman in July. I thought it was June. It's in July.
Okay.
Couple sidey type shows.
I tell you what, DC...
Batman Part 2.
Oh, Batman Part 2. Yeah, we didn't even talk about that. The Batman with Robert Pattinson.
I liked the first movie. I thought it was really good.
Phenomenal.
Dark. That was the whole movie's dark and shadowy.
Because it was so...
That's Batman, bro.
That's Batman.
Pop up in a corner and be like, what are you doing?
Can we give props to Robert Pattinson? Me and Rachel,
I thought he was a good Batman. And good
me
Bruce.
And Rachel recently rewatched all the Twilight series. Okay? I love those movies. Don't care. I do. Rachel
I never watched them, but
them.
I won't judge you for that because it's like a Harry Potter con.
Yeah, fair enough. Robert Pattinson's really the only mega successful star from that entire Twilight series.
He's a good actor.
He's a good actor. He recently had that other movie, Mikey 17 or something like that. Everyone said it was amazing. It's on Max. I think I'm going to give it a watch.
I want to watch that too. It's kind of like Inception-y. I think.
Yeah, it's like every time he dies, they discover something new about the human body, and they just keep making clones of him until they accidentally make two clones at the same time, and they're like, oh, this can't happen. I think that's the premise of the movie.
Yeah.
But obviously, he had a good role in Harry Potter.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. Sucked, but
he's a good actor.
He did good. He was great.
Good dude.
But for him to be able to go from like that lover boy on the girl's side that everybody just was like, oh my God, to now like he's Batman. and did a good job.
Yeah.
I think I prefer him over Ben Affleck's Batman.
I thought Ben Affleck has a good Batman
I'm
portrayal
not
as well.
I'm not downplaying Ben Affleck's.
Ben Affleck was like an older, like later career Batman,
Yes.
like post back broken Batman.
Yes.
I thought he was perfect at that.
Did you?
Pattinson's like younger.
So I'm gonna say this right. I'm gonna ask you a question. I know in the Dark Knight trilogy you love the Dark Knight trilogy, but a big reason you love the Dark Knight trilogy is Joker.
Yeah.
He is. I like honestly, if you remove the Joker from that movie, the Dark Knight trilogy is not as memorable as.
Be careful, dude.
I'm sorry, it's not. Everyone, whenever they reference that movie, they reference Bane, which was phenomenal, but what everyone talks about is Joker.
That's because it was a fucking generational performance.
Correct. Not denying
I'm not the
that.
biggest fan of the first movie. It's not a bad movie, but
I
it
don't
sets
remember the first movie. What happens in the first movie?
That's Bruce going to Shangri-La. I don't know, just somewhere over there. And he finds Ra's al Ghul at the temple.
I know
trains.
what happened. I just don't remember it. I need to rewatch it. I will rewatch it.
Didn't care for that one so much, but bringing Ra's and Talia back in the third movie and just like the Dark Knight trilogy.
Dark Knight trilogy is awesome, but
Bale's a good Batman. He's a better Batman than Pattinson, if that's what you're about to get at.
I don't know, because here's what I'm gonna say: is let's give. We only have one movie of Pattinson, and if we go the first movie of the Dark Knight trilogy to the first movie of Robert Pattinson's movie, the number one on Pattinson's is better than the first of the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah, I probably would give you that.
So let's see if Robert Pattinson gets a trilogy he cooks. Well, he's getting a part 2. There's no reason why he wouldn't get a part 3 unless part 2 completely flops, which I don't think it will. If part 2 cooks as good or if not better than part 1, I think Robert Pattinson could be in talks for a better trilogy than the Dark Knight trilogy. But maybe not that better villain portrayal, because you can't really get better than the Joker portrayal we got in the Dark Knight trilogy. But in an overall movie,
I heard that Gunn's already talking about casting a different Batman.
That's because Robert Pattinson is not in the same universe as Gunn's. It's separate.
I think that sucks a little bit. That devalues your case. So if you're like a non-canon version of a character.
Yeah, but Dark Knight trilogy is non-canon. And it was non-canon in the Injustice movies. It was its own separate thing. And
that's DC's whole problem.
I agree. They should
make some fucking continuity.
They need to. If they could do that and throw Robert Pattinson's into this new one, then it might cook. However, the tones of the movie look so different.
Yeah, it was super dark.
But then again, I don't want a light Batman. If you give us all happy Gotham during the day version of Batman, it's not going to be good. I'm sorry.
That doesn't even really exist. Like Gotham's just this grimy, shitty place.
Correct. Well, and even when you play DC Universe Online, when you're flying around in Metropolis, the happy music's going on, and it's daytime and everyone's happy. Even when there's villains, there's still an uplifting vibe. The second you go to Gotham, it's pitch black. There's villains everywhere, crime everywhere. Like, do that. Keep Robert Pattinson in James Gunn's verse. I think it would be good. I don't know. I just have high hopes for Robert Pattinson, and I think he can cook. And isn't your favorite hero villain one of them Freeze?
Yes.
Okay, I'm pretty sure they're talking about throwing him in Robert Pattinson's movie.
We've talked about this. If they put Freeze into that movie, I'm all in. I need a new Freeze. I need a modernized Freeze. I think he's like Batman's second best villain.
Yeah, I don't know if I put him second best, but he's definitely up there for me. But I'm not mad that you would put him at number 2.
I want a Giancarlo Esposito Freeze. I think it'd be sick.
Yeah, actually, that would be an incredible casting.
Give him red glasses. Put him in like a kind of modernized suit, not too bulky, not too
bulky, not too crazy, but still you can see he needs it. Almost like a pure white crystallized biohazard suit.
Just have bro like get a weather manipulation machine, freeze the whole city down. Let's see that.
Yeah, man.
I would like that.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, we didn't even write anything down about the Batman movie, but I got high hopes for it.
I guess that's our upcoming expectation, and if they do it good, man, DC could go on a little bit of a run here in the future,
They
which would be
could.
great.
They need it. They
They
need
do.
it.
They do.
What I will say is DC, and moving kind of on to our next topic here, DC do pretty well on their shows.
They have some good ones.
Their live action shows, they have a few heavy hitters, but their animated shows,
Yeah.
I mean, right now I can name 2 animated shows that are pivotal in Marvel. That would be X-Men or X-Men 97
Mm-hmm.
and the new Spider-Man show that came out, which I thought was phenomenal.
I did
However, that's 2. When it comes to DC, and for some reason they're just not promoted enough. But DC, how many animated Batman shows have we got that are all phenomenal? They have another animated Batman show or a movie where he gets teleported back in time to samurai time, and
I wrote that down.
every Batman villain's a samurai and Batman's a samurai. They're coming out with a part 2 of that, which looks awesome.
That Batman Ninja movie was tight.
They got a Flashpoint TV show animated as well, like the
Teen Titans.
Teen Titans, which is great. They just do well, man.
They do.
They do well.
They had some of their regular shows are pretty decent as well.
Yeah, you've watched. Which one did you watch?
I watched Peacemaker the first season, and I thought it was really good. I thought John Cena played a great role. Kind of a dick, anti-hero,
That's
hero.
Peacemaker
dick.
to a T. It looks good. I feel like he followed that character very well from the Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the show, but it's definitely on my watch list. I am
It's a good
going
one,
to
man.
watch it.
And then Penguin.
I forgot about the Penguin. I haven't even watched the Penguin.
I haven't watched it either, but Taylor told me it's like
Jeremy told me
top 20 like show of all time.
Jeremy said the same thing. So I think that's definitely on my watch list. I'm going to rattle off. Is there any other shows you've watched? Okay. I'm going to rattle off these shows here that are live action shows, and I've watched a couple of them. But you have the Gotham show.
Mm-hmm.
This was when Bruce Wayne wasn't Batman yet. He was a kid, still a teenager. It was a little bit cheesy. It was a little bit young, but I actually kind of really enjoyed it.
It went on for a long time, right?
Yeah, it did. And I thought it was pretty good. They have a Batwoman show, a Black Lightning show, a Legends of Tomorrow show, a Supergirl show, an Arrow show, and a Flash show. All of those are in the same universe, and they had 2 or 3 crossover episodes, which were like 2 hours long, which were pretty good. The only shows out of all those I just watched were The Flash and a little bit of Arrow.
And that Flash show was another long-running popular show,
like
right?
a 9-season show. It fell off a bit towards the end, but like...
Do we count like Smallville and stuff like
So
that?
I actually wrote down Smallville. That is a DC show.
Right?
That is a DC show. And in their most recent Superman show, Superman and Lois, I've been seeing clips of it. The show looks really good. They actually did a cameo with the original actor who played Superman in Smallville.
That's cool.
In that show, they went to a different universe. They did universal travel. Lex Luthor was trying to kill all Supermen from different multiverses and went to the Smallville universe and was like, I'm here to kill you, Superman, and throws a piece of kryptonite at him. And then Clark catches it, throws it away, and said, just don't do nothing to me. I gave up my powers. And then Lex is like, well, I don't need this to kill you. Tries to throw a punch, and the dude's jacked now, so he just catches the punch. He goes, even without powers, I'm so much stronger than you. He just punches him right in the mouth. I was like, you know what? That was a cool little show. I watched Smallville when I was young.
Yeah.
Like I used to watch like every week whenever it came out, but
these are those like sitcom superhero shows that were like aired weekly and just ran forever.
But the Flash show, if there was one DC show, I'd suggest to watch Flash, man. Even if you only did the first 4 seasons. So good, dude.
Okay.
It's so good. There's the villains in the first like 4 or 5 seasons are just top tier, man. It's so cool. It's a good show, and a lot of like twists and turns and stuff in it as well.
Nice. Games? DC games? And then we get into our listing?
Sure.
I only have one bulk project here.
Yep, I know what it is. Go for it, brother.
Arkham series, man.
Yeah.
What a phenomenal I think there's 4 actually, but what a phenomenal trilogy.
Let's see. There's Arkham.
Because there was like a PSP one or something, right?
No,
but it's
they were all
Arkham
main
Asylum.
games. So it's Arkham Asylums, then it's Arkham City, then it's Arkham Origins, and then it's Arkham Knight.
And I don't think I played Origins, but I played the other 3. And just Arkham Knight's such a dope game. They're all dope. Arkham Asylum
They're all dope. They're all dope.
Arkham Knight has graphics that certain games to this day don't touch.
Correct.
Beautiful.
Correct. 100%. Arkham Knight was phenomenal. I think one of my favorites is either City or Origins. The reason being is in certain DLCs, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, because I can't remember if you could do this in Arkham Knight or not. But it was either in Arkham City or Arkham Origins with the DLCs you got to play as the other characters.
Okay.
If you had the PlayStation version, it's like they got a bit more love. But you could play as Catwoman. You were able to play as Robin, Nightwing, and then the costumes as well. Like the suits that they came out. Dude, they had a Batman Beyond costume, and I think I literally did almost my entire playthrough with the Batman Beyond suit because it was just so cool, man.
Great version of Bat.
Yeah, Arkham series.
They're just really good.
Honestly, that could be top 3 video game series of all time.
Yeah.
And I don't think people could hate on you for saying that.
No, it's definitely high on that type of list. So
yeah,
that's really all I've got. I know you got a good chunk of games that you got
yes,
down on.
I do. So let me kind of run through them to kind of play off of the Arkham series. They came out with a game called Gotham Knights. It got a lot of hate because truthfully, if it had maybe 6 months to a year longer of development, it could have been the Arkham series quality, but it wasn't. I still enjoyed it, but the premise of that game, and it's kind of why I guess Suicide Squad got a lot of hate, but in that game, Ra's al Ghul at the start of the game kills Batman. And then Robin, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Batwoman kind of now have to take the role of Batman and protect the city. And you can play as all 4 of those characters are playable. They're interswitchable. The suits designs were pretty good. There was Transmog, which I love.
You gotta love it. I love Transmog.
The movement in that game was a little and the combat wasn't up to the Arkham series. So I can understand why it's nowhere near as good as the Arkham series. It was just very close though, and I played it start to finish. I loved it. Playing off that game, going into this real quick, because let's just get this one over with. The Suicide Squad game.
Okay, yeah.
I've talked about it on this channel. I've talked about it on my own channel. Everyone hates the game. Fair enough. 90% of you haven't played it, so your opinion doesn't matter. The game's good.
Fair.
And
you've always stood by that.
Especially now that the game's probably $10.
Yeah.
Really? You can't even get a Big Mac meal for $10, and you're saying Suicide Squad, a game that I put 100 hours in the main story, not even in all that repetitive bullshit everyone complains about, in just the main story in itself, I got almost 100 hours for $10. Get out of here. Graphics
it's fair.
Were pretty good.
It looked
now,
good.
when you go to a live service game, the graphics do need to drop a little bit because it's more online. So it's, fair enough. But you got to play as, they tried something different, and sue them for it. I'm sorry, but you got to play as King Shark, a half god, half shark thing, and who could literally traverse the entire city with godlike powers. Awesome. You got to play as Deadshot, second best shooter in the DC universe. It's pretty cool. Different, a lot of guns. You got to play as Harley Quinn, which was okay. Probably my least favorite character to play as, just because the movement wasn't as cool. But like Deadshot, he got a jetpack. That was fun.
Yeah.
And then you got to play as Boomerang, who picked up a speedster thing, and it didn't give you the real feeling of a speedster, but some of his special moves and his movement abilities, it was fun. And then I don't know if they're still releasing characters because the game just obviously did get a lot of hate, but they did come out with Nora Freeze. I didn't play as her, and then they did come out with a Joker that you could play as well.
I remember that. Never seen him.
So those two came out. I don't know if they did release any other characters or not, but especially now that the game's like no money, even if you don't really do the online stuff, I did the whole game by myself. I didn't play with anybody once.
You definitely enjoyed that game. I remember.
I streamed the whole thing, and you kind of watched the whole thing. I know people were upset at the story, and fair enough. I'm not gonna bash people for hating on the story anymore. I'm just gonna say that I enjoyed the story. I'm just gonna say, for me personally, it did make sense, and in my opinion, they did not disrespect Kevin Conroy's Batman. They gave him a memorial. Even the game paused and brought up a thank you for your service kind of thing. Like, in my ideas, they gave him good dude, and he did voice the Batman in that movie, and in that game, sorry. And even though you were fighting against an evil Superman and an evil Brainiac, the scariest character in that game to fight was Batman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was. I remember that.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just enjoyed the Suicide Squad game. And especially if it's $10, guys, now that nobody's talking about it anymore, just go try it. Especially if you're bored and got nothing else to play. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I personally, I did enjoy it.
Fair.
I got a few other games on here, bro. I got a few, actually. Do you remember, I think we spoke about this before. Back in like 2006, they came out with a game for the Xbox 360. And maybe the PlayStation 3, I don't know, but I had Xbox at that point, called Superman Returns.
Maybe, I can't.
The graphics weren't great. The game was old. Clearly didn't have a big budget, but it was a Superman free roam game, where you could fly hyper speeds. You could freeze people. You had the super breath. You had heat vision. You had super strength. You could pick up ridiculous things. You could just bash people. It was just a fun little game.
Yeah.
It's a cool little game. I bought it on eBay a long ass time ago. It was just a cool little game. It was a Superman game. It'd be cool to get another version, an updated version, today. Give me something. Give me a superhero game where I can play as an overpowered character.
Yeah.
Any of them. But that was a fun game. Here's some DC games that Cook and people do love. Injustice.
Injustice is a popular one. Yeah. Injustice 2.
And here's the thing. Even if you're not a DC fan, if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, you know about Injustice.
Yeah, you're there.
Because it's the same thing, just with the superheroes and no fatalities.
Yep.
That's the one thing. I always wished that they came out with two versions. I wish they came out with a rated R version and a non-rated R version. Please, just because I think they kind of soft confirmed Injustice 3.
Yeah.
Recently, like last week, and please give me an Injustice game with fatalities.
That'd be sick. Just watch heroes rip each other apart.
Yeah, let me do a fatality as the Flash. Can you imagine how crazy that would be? Or Poison Ivy, and
any of them would have real Soups just grabbing somebody and
God, dude,
lasering their skull.
And that was the thing. That game had so many characters. Injustice 1 didn't have that many. Injustice 2.
It had a huge roster. I did play Injustice a little bit.
Yeah, man. So I've got the Injustice games. The last game that actually is out that, again, I think I said is either in my top 3 or top 5 video games of all time.
I was waiting.
Yeah, DC Universe Online.
Big game, big following.
Yeah, the game unfortunately has died out a bit, but it's been like 15 years, so that's fair.
Yeah.
But the servers are still up, and they're still making updates. They haven't released a new power set in probably like over 10 years, so they're not giving it as much love as they used to. I would love for either a complete revamp of the game or a second game. But DC Universe Online, man, create your own hero, create your own backstory. Just awesome, dude.
That's a cool premise in any aspect, Marvel, DC aside, it's all hero stuff. Let me create it. Let me pick a hero. Let me pick a power.
Yeah, dude. And if you selected, because you could pick either you're a hero or you're a villain, and the stories are different. And then if you pick a hero, you have 3 mentors: Superman, Wonder Woman, or Batman. And there's three cities. There's Metropolis, and then there's where Wonder Woman is, and then there's Batman. If Batman was your mentor, your starting point is Gotham.
Got it.
And then your main villain at the end, if you're Batman, is Joker. Your main villain at the end, if you're Superman, is Lex Luthor. And then Wonder Woman, it's Cersei. And then same thing for villains. If you're Lex Luthor, your first main hero to fight is Superman. It was just a cool game.
It's a cool concept
that I've put a lot of time into, and it's just fun, man. Do you have any DC games that you wish were real, or that you wish they made?
I never even thought about anything like that.
I have one, and it's a Flash game.
That'd be tight.
Give us a Flash game. Everyone, apparently developers have said, like, you can't make a super fast hero game, but have you heard of the game Warframe?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done it. Like,
I've seen clips from that game.
They created a power set where, like, initially it wasn't an open world game, and then they made, like, certain open world maps, and then they gave certain characters the ability to run ridiculously fast.
Like, I've seen a dude cover the whole freaking map in, like, 7 seconds or something like that.
They did it. So it is possible.
Yeah.
It is possible. I would love a Flash game, man.
I think the one that comes to my mind would be, I think it would be cool if they did, I don't want to say a top down, but like a partied Teen Titans game.
Ooh.
Where you're like like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, when you're like switching between them in one single session using their abilities.
Would be cool.
I think it'd be tight.
That actually, now that you say that, that's a great point. I would like a Teen Titans game themed around the way they did the Arkham series. That kind of like game, but where you're Teen Titans. Like, imagine the Arkham series, but instead of the Batman family, it's okay. You still have Robin. You do. You'd have Robin, though. You'd have Starfire, Raven, Cyborg, and Beast Boy.
It's just a great team.
What a crazy roster, man! That's a powerful lineup right there.
They got some skills.
They got some hitters, man.
They do. So yeah, I would probably throw that. I think that'd be pretty cool.
That's a good point, dude. And then Wonder Woman. Sorry. What's going on with that?
I don't know. It seems like it's lost a lot of traction. Bless you.
Thank you. Oh my God. Yeah, they released that. They announced the Wonder Woman game right as the 2 Black Panther games were coming out and the Iron Man game was coming out, and like people sounded excited for it. They were like, okay, cool. Yeah, give us a Wonder Woman game. She's very strong.
Yeah, she's cool.
She's a strong character.
Maybe it's just like, I don't know, it was kind of left fieldy. She did have some momentum after the first movie, and then the second movie was not nearly as good as the first movie. Was it Wonder Woman 1984?
It's weird. I've heard people prefer that one.
Oh no, that second movie, not that good.
Wait, 1984 came out first.
Okay, then whatever the second one was.
So that's probably why everyone says, because I remember I watched the one back in the day.
That first one was good.
The first one was good, and then the second one, I think, was the more modern one, right?
I don't remember. I thought 1984 was the second one. Yeah, no, 1984 is the second one. That came out in 2020.
Oh, really? When did the first one come out?
2017, and it's just called Wonder Woman.
Maybe I didn't see that one. I liked the 1984 one, I think.
I didn't like it as much as I liked the first one. But, yeah, I don't know. That game just kind of... If Gunn can get things re-queued and get the DC buzz going, and then you pepper in all your characters, and then have a good game, and then have a trilogy, like, it could be a whole decade run here for DC that they've been wanting to have for the last 20 years.
Well, yeah, because they saw it as possible. They saw it is possible. And don't get me wrong, like, Marvel have shown that it's not easy to keep it going.
Correct. Can't keep it going forever.
No. So, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you might be right about that. I think that's all I really got for the game section, to be honest. I'm trying to think. I looked up some other games, and that's really it. You got some Lego games, but Lego has everything. So
I didn't bring them into it either. Yeah, the Batman Lego game is very fun, but all Lego games are fun.
Correct.
That's like Lego verse. We never talked about Legos.
We can do a whole episode on Legos.
We could build Legos. We need to get that Marvel logo Lego thing, and we need to build that.
Yeah, I'm down. We can do that as a video.
Yeah. We did it together. We could probably do it in an hour.
Oh yeah. All right, brother. Well, you want to run into our top fives?
Yeah, I think so.
You want to start with villains or heroes?
Villains?
Cool.
We're about 40 minutes in too.
Yeah,
so.
I saw that.
All right. Yeah. I don't know how you want to do it. If you want to serpentine it or go back and forth or what. Let me just. Yeah, I'm good.
Give me your top five, and then I'll do my top five. Only reason I might be able to make a good clip out of it. That way, it'll be easier.
Got it. All right. Well, then I'm just gonna rattle them here. Starting at 5, I have Doomsday. I needed to put a Doomsday / Darkseid character on this, and I think I like Doomsday more. Huh?
Oh my god, I was completely blanking. Doomsday. Yes. Okay. Dude, I was thinking of Marvel, and I was like, Doomsday. No. Yeah, you're talking the Superman villain.
Yes.
Yes.
I like it.
hulky crystal thing. Yeah, man.
The freaking big abomination.
He was in Man of Steel.
He was.
Yeah, Doomsday's strong.
Yes.
Strong, dude.
And he's kind of a mainstay, so...
And you're starting at 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I threw him at 5. At 4, this is kind of on and off, but I put Harley Quinn at 4 because I love Harley Quinn.
That's fair, man.
She's kind of anti-hero, hero, whatnot, but I would probably ultimately classify her as a villain.
Fair.
Female Joker, hilarious, just fucks with people, you know what I mean? Fucks with Batman all the time.
That's fair.
Love Harley Quinn. At 3, I have Reverse Flash.
Cool.
Dope. Might even deserve to be higher, but the 2 people I have above him are hard for me to take off my personal list. So, Reverse Flash at 3. I'm a big Flash guy anyway, so you make him into a villain. Yeah.
Literally reverse him, and that's why I want you to watch the Flash show, because even if you just watch season 1...
Okay. Maybe I'll get into it.
Say no more.
Yeah. My last 2 are kind of tough, and I'm actually going to pivot them right now and switch them.
Okay, I just made a change on mine as well.
So I'm going to put Joker at number 2. I know this is kind of contradictory because I have him as my favorite villain of all time, and he is, but I'm going to list him at 2 right now just to give somebody... Oh, I got a better idea.
Okay.
I'm going to replace Joker immediately right now at number 2 with the Batman Who Laughs.
Which is an evil version of Batman, yeah.
Like a Joker-Batman combo, basically. Let's do that, because I had him written here, and I didn't have a place to put him in. So at 2, I'm going to go Batman Who Laughs. Dope. I guess maybe anti-hero-ish a little bit as well. But
he's cool, man.
Sick design.
He's cool.
Remember when his Fortnite skin came out?
Yeah, dude.
Dope character. And at number 1...
apparently he's really strong as well.
He is, yeah. He's like demon-possessed guy. At number 1, I'm going to put Mr. Freeze.
Fair.
I love Mr. Freeze.
That's cool, man. So wait, yeah, no, fair enough. So do your 5 to 1 again, just real quick.
So at 5, I've got Doomsday. At 4, I've got Harley Quinn. At 3, I've got Reverse Flash. At 2, I've got the Batman Who Laughs.
Okay.
And at number 1, I've got Mr. Freeze.
Cool,
Chill
man.
out.
What's cool is... So is it fair to say the Batman verse is your favorite verse in the DC?
Probably.
Considering at least 3 of your top villains right there.
That's the one I've invested the most time into.
Which is fair, and I would say it's fair to say that's the most DC have invested the most into the Batman verse. Especially on the big screen and the big projects,
yes.
You know?
Yeah. And everybody loves Batman. He's got to have a good... Batman's villain archive is... I would say maybe comparable to Spider-Man's. Like Spider-Man's just got a ton of them, and they all.
Yes.
So. Yeah.
Yeah. No, fair enough, brother. I like that a lot, actually. Mine's gonna be different. I don't think we have any. Oh no, we have one the same.
Okay.
You have one the same.
Like the diversity.
So my number 5 is Black Adam.
I have him on here in between both lists as like a. I didn't know where to go with him, but I wrote him down as well.
I liked him. Way before the Black Adam movie, because he was very prominent in the DC Universe Online game. They kind of made him an anti-hero. But in the games and the originals, I think he is a villain. He's fought Superman, so he is extremely strong. Comparable to Shazam, like an evil version of Shazam, which is a great character.
I like Shazam too. He's an honorable mention.
But yeah, number 5, Black Adam, just super cool. It's like almost like a little weaker than Superman, but then throw like crazy lightning abilities.
Yeah, like dark
cool,
themed
man.
soups.
Yeah, dude. Number 4, I'm going Poison Ivy.
I like that pull. I thought about it. I definitely thought about throwing her in.
So Poison Ivy is my favorite Batman villain.
Your number 1 favorite Batman villain?
My number 1 favorite Batman villain is going to be Poison Ivy. I've just always, whenever I found out, I just loved her. She can control nature.
She's actually extremely powerful.
Extremely powerful.
She can like terraform, I think.
Yeah,
to a degree.
dude, she's hot.
She's super hot. She'll kiss you with poison kissy lips.
And then in that original movie, when Robin kisses her and he doesn't die and he pulls off the plastic lips, like, bro did that just to get a smooch, dog.
I liked that Batman movie. Unpopular opinion.
Yeah, what was that? Batman and Robin?
I think, yeah.
Classic, but yeah. Number 4, dude, Poison Ivy.
Okay, yeah, she's a good one.
Number 3, I don't know if you're going to know who this is. Atrocitus.
Superman villain?
No, a Green Lantern villain.
Okay.
So he is part of the Rage Lanterns or the Red Lanterns. Are you familiar with them?
I know there's that there's like what,
so
5 or 6.
There's an entire spectrum based on the emotions. And Atrocitus is on the Rage spectrum. He is this
super powerful
giant. I'm going to show you a picture. And he actually has this this cat that also has a red ring and everything. It's a little like cat, but he is just an absolute. He's actually, I think he's the main one for the Rage.
Oh, he looks really
Rage
cool.
Lanterns.
Yeah,
so
he looks
I would
sick.
love to see him on the big screen. Do you remember in the Green Lantern movie the big green guy?
Yeah.
His name's Kilowog. Same kind of concept, but yeah, Atrocitus is just a monster, dude, and it'd be really cool to see him more on the screen. I found out about him during actually Injustice 2. He was a playable character on that, and I saw him, and I was like, all right, who is this? I got to figure out more.
You liked him quick.
Quick, man. So yeah, my number 3 is Atrocitus.
Okay.
Number 2 is Bizarro.
Nice. Okay.
I've loved Bizarro ever since DC Universe Online. When I first played it, that's when I found out about him. And then he was actually a playable character in the Superman Returns game, and all of his powers were reversed. So like instead of like an ice breath, he had like a fire breath. Instead of heat vision, he had ice vision.
Yeah,
instead of like super blowing, like the wind, he was able to like inhale crazy. And then obviously super strong and super fast as well. Just like a dumbed down version of Superman, but like a menace to society.
Yeah, like the polar opposite of Soups, just to give him
correct. Yeah.
Perfect equation of a problem. Yin and yang.
Exactly, dude. So Bizarro is my number 2. I've always loved Bizarro, and if we do get him in live action,
that'd be tough.
Oh my god! I think I heard somebody say that like Lex Luthor creates him in this movie, and that's one of the big villains that they haven't really released. Who knows?
Yeah,
if they
we'll
don't,
see.
That's fine. Bring him in the next movie or whatever. But that would be really cool. And then my number 1 is the one that you do have on your list is Reverse Flash.
Okay.
He's just an absolute menace who hates Flash.
Yeah.
Because he wants to be the fastest speedster. Then goes back in time to try and kill the Flash as a kid, but then accidentally kills Flash's parents, which inherently... Flashpoint, then it leaves Reverse Flash stuck back in time, and then he now has to create Flash to steal the Flash's speed to get back to his own time. It's a big, like...
paradoxy.
Yeah, man, but he's just, like... just kills people, dude. He's just so cool. Yeah. I love the Reverse Flash, dude. So, to kind of, like, sum it up, number 5, I got Black Adam. Number 4, Poison Ivy. Number 3, Atrocitus. Number 2, Bizarro. And then number 1, Reverse Flash.
It's a good list.
Yeah, different lists.
Yeah, and they've got some hitters, man, and just different aspects of it. So it's kind of cool that we're peeling back into DC a little bit, you know, especially with everything that should be
Well,
coming in
what's
the future.
coming
man.
out? Yeah, maybe it's time to get a bit more excited about it.
I think that'd be, yeah. I am excited actually.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
See what kind of hits we can get out of it. I guess we're gonna do top heroes now too, right?
Yeah, brother, you take the spotlight. Let's see if we have any.
We have to have duplicates here, right? This is a tricky list because I have a couple characters on here that are just, in my opinion, too iconic not to put on a DC list, you know?
Fair.
But I know you've got a little bit of a different lens through this, so I'm just going to get into it.
Yeah, go for it, brother.
I'm going to start at 5, and this might be a steal, or I might be cheating a little bit, but I want to put Teen Titans at 5. I don't want to pick a Titan. I just want the Teen Titans at 5.
The group?
Love
you know
them.
what? I'm not mad at it.
Loved
sure,
them, dude.
go ahead. Yeah.
Loved them in the cartoon. Like, that's a almost like a Guardians-y, ragtaggy. They're probably more powerful, but I just loved the dynamic of the group and Robin talking to Cyborg and Beast Boy. You know, like they were just cool and quirky and goofy and kind of like
a great show to watch as a kid.
Lovable loser hero. Yeah, for sure. It has a heavy nostalgia hit to it.
Yeah,
so,
but there was also some dark episodes, man. Like
yeah.
No, I'm not mad at that.
If I had to pick
I was
one,
about to say, can you give me your favorite
Beast
Teen
Boy?
Titan? Okay.
And I think you might agree with that.
Yeah.
It's Beast Boy, and then maybe in condescending order, Raven, Starfire, Cyborg, Robin. Not even to put Robin at the bottom.
Okay, so like our list is exactly the same. Like if I was to tier them down, that would be my list as well. Like exactly, I wouldn't change.
Weirdly enough, Robin's like one of my favorite characters because he's the most human of the group.
Correct.
I'm not putting him at the bottom power based. The other guys are really cool people. You got a dude that can change into any animal he wants, an alien chick, a demonic dark, like these are cool people, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
So I'm running Teen Titans at 5. At number 4, and this is low, but I did it for a reason. I got Superman at number 4.
Okay.
He could probably easily be a 1, but he's the most iconic superhero there is. It's Superman.
Yeah.
Every hero is like based off Superman.
Correct.
His origins gangsters. So
correct. He's the comparable one.
Yes.
They say this is Marvel Superman. They don't say this is DC Sentry.
Goku compared to Superman.
They don't say, they don't say Superman is a good version of Omni-Man.
Yeah.
They don't say Superman is a good version of Homelander.
Superman is a benchmark hero. His
Right.
name comes out in discussions of any verse.
Yeah.
Soups. I got Soups at 4.
Okay. I'm excited to see your top 3. Let's go.
Yeah. That might throw you a curvy a little. At 3, I've got Batman.
Okay.
He has to be in a top 5. Everyone loves Batman. Get the fuck out of here with the whole prep time thing, okay? Like, okay, no. 90% of people, enough prep time, Batman slams. There's a couple people I don't think enough prep time in the world could save him, but
I agree with you, and the reason I think there's a couple people where prep time doesn't save him, and that's because it's people who would also prep.
Correct. Yes, you can't, if you're not the only one prepping, your prep's not doing as much as you think it is.
Right.
So, but everyone loves Batman. The Batmobile, great villains, cool city, cool suit, doesn't have powers. Like, dude's a dude.
Just quick. Guys, excuse my dog in the background. She might bark every now and then, but she's just chilling. Just want to say that because I don't want to find this and edit it out. So if you hear that, that's Bourbon. She's part of the family. You will see her in some videos. That's all I had to say.
Bats. Who doesn't love Batman, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You have to like Batman. He's a top 5 superhero, I think, consensus. You don't like Batman?
No, I'm not a Batman fan.
At all? Okay. At number 2, I've got the Green Lantern.
Okay.
I liked the Green Lantern a lot as a kid. I thought he was super cool. And I liked the black guy. Is that Hal Jordan?
That's
no.
John Stewart.
John Stewart. That was the first rendition of Green Lantern I ever grew up with, and I thought he was just dope.
Where did you see him? Because I didn't. He wasn't the first one I got introduced
Cartoon,
to.
I don't remember. Animated?
Because he was, I think in the animated series, they used John Stewart. They didn't use Hal Jordan.
Yeah, it was animated, and I don't remember what show it was. Maybe it was Justice League, like Animated Justice League or something, but that's what I remember. Like, that was my first interactions with Green Lantern, and just, like, being able to, like, will power shit.
Like, if you have strong enough will, there's
That's
very
a cool
little
power.
thing that, Like it all depended on your will.
Yes, and if you've got a massive amount of willpower, you pretty much can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, no, fair.
And
not mad at that pick as well.
I always liked him growing up. Cool suits, cool abilities. I don't know about like the entirety of all the different dudes, but
I'm not super versed in it, but I know some of the colors, so I know a bit more, but not a crazy amount. But I get you.
At number 1, and I thought this was kind of a random one for me, but it makes the most sense. I have the Flash at number 1.
I'm not mad at that at all. I mean, could be the second. Like, if we all just agree Superman is the strongest, right? I think it's fair to put Flash a second.
With possibility at 1.
With possibility at 1 can.
I haven't watched all his shows and backstory stuff, but I think the Flash's powers, like what you were kind of alluding to, if you had me pick a power, it's probably some version of super speed in the sense that I could just be across the world in a blink of an eye. I could go back in time. I could.
Yeah, man. And that's what's cool about the show is they kind of show that. Like, there's certain moments where he moves so fast, it's almost like how Metro Man moved in Mega Man.
Yeah, you're like, and that's another. That's a good name drop. What a benchmark guy.
Another Superman guy right there.
Bro lived like 6 months in like a second or whatever he did. I remember that scene.
It was a crazy scene.
It was a crazy scene. It's unlimited. Like you could, again, super speed can be stretched. Like you can phase through walls. And
that's what DC has that Marvel doesn't,
blood.
I say, is that's another hero that every other one is compared to. Quicksilver is compared to Flash. Shuri's compared to Flash.
Benchmark heroes.
Red Rush is compared to Flash. A-Train is compared to Flash.
Yeah.
They're all compared to Flash.
He's the benchmark speedster.
Thank you. Yeah,
So,
he's the benchmark speedster. So I'm not mad at he's number 1 at all, man.
So quick recap, Teen Titans at 5, Superman at 4, Batman at 3, Green Lantern at 2, the black version, John Stewart, and the Flash at 1. That's my 5.
Fair. I'm not mad at that at all. And we have we have 4 that are the similar.
Fuck, okay.
Okay, so number 5 for me, and this is me. It's almost 5 for 5 the same, but my 5 is in the same. My number 5 is Red Hood.
Okay.
Instead of Batman.
Yep.
I love Red Hood. Red Hood was. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm getting this storyline wrong, I'm so sorry, but I don't think I am. Red Hood was Robin. He was either Robin or Nightwing. I think Red Hood was Robin that got captured by the Joker. Tortured, and Batman thought he died. He then became the Arkham Knight. After being saved from Batman, and Batman finally realizing, like, oh my god, you're still alive, he then becomes Red Hood.
Got it.
Which is why Red Hood uses the guns. Because after being tortured by the Joker for so long,
and then
kind of mad at Batman for being like, hey, you didn't kind of look for me. That's why he became Arkham Knight in there, and that's what the storyline of the game is. It's basically Red Hood's upbringing.
Got it.
Yeah, it's just that's a Red Hood. He does kill. He's trying not to. Like when you play as him in the game, he changes his bullets for rubber bullets. So still, but like, I love Red Hood, man.
Okay.
Love Red Hood. Just one of my favorite heroes from the Batman verse.
Gotcha.
So that's my number 5. And like I said, if you count that as like kind of similar to Batman, we're 5 for 5.
Fair.
Not in the same order though. Our orders are very different. Flash is number 4. For the same points you made.
So cool.
So cool. A good person. In the animated series as well, and even in the show, he's genuinely a good person. Like, truthfully, based on how he is in the show and the animated series, a contender to be able to pick up Mjolnir.
He's a very pure person.
Very, very pure. What a good way to like judge a character's like morality. Could they pick up Mjolnir? We should do that. We'll make that a segment. Could this character pick up Mjolnir, and we'll make points for it.
If we do our Marvel DC
Crossover, which we're going to do an episode,
that'll be it.
that'll be it. Let's make that a segment. We'll write that down after this. But yeah, the Flash, like, he cares about his...
Bro, Superman picks it up and fucking flings it.
Yeah, yes. Justice Superman could not. But
No.
every other iteration of him could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. We'll save that, though. Yeah, yeah.
The Flash, though, yeah, I love him. Super cool. And yeah, to be honest, if you were to have a power set,
That's a good one.
that's a great one. If it's as fast as the Flash, like that's a good one. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Number 3, I have Beast Boy.
Sick.
And you said Beast Boy was your number 1 in the Teen
Out of
Titans,
Teen
so
Titans,
I
yeah.
chose Beast Boy for that reason.
Okay.
I love Beast Boy, man. He was
so cool.
He was probably one of my favorite characters of DC of all. Well, he is clearly one of my favorite characters of DC of all time. That's literally
He's your
the
third
list.
favorite character.
Literally the list I'm doing.
Yes.
Mhm.
He's your third favorite.
He's my 3rd favorite. He can turn into any creature.
So
In the
cool.
comics, he turned into a giant alien kaiju thing to save the planet. Awesome character, and I'd love to see an adult. I'd like to see Beastman.
Yeah.
Let's grow him up a bit.
Yeah.
Let's see Beastman.
That'd be tight.
You know what? You know who he gives me? He gives me Ben 10 vibes.
Yeah, that's fair. I think Beast Boy was it's another nostalgia guy. Like, as a kid, what would be cooler than turning into an animal?
Literally any animal. Like
Whatever you want.
even he turns into some dinosaurs and stuff
Gorilla,
like that, man.
tiger, cheetah, like he could just do anything. That's so cool. And then, like you said, even like the alien creature. And I think I remember
Because that was
scenario.
everyone was going crazy for that comic run, and I
Yeah.
think I have a few of them actually. Awesome.
Beast Boy,
so
man.
Beast Boy's my number 3. My number 2 is Green Lantern.
Okay,
I don't have a set pick.
we locked that in the same spot. That's
yeah,
cool.
my the one I grew up with, the way I got introduced to him, I was again DC Universe Online, or it was the Green Lantern movie. I can't remember if I watched that first or I played the game first, but yeah, Green Lantern. I'm gonna say it's between Hal Jordan or John Stewart. I didn't know enough about Guy Gardner. I think he was before me.
Yeah.
But either one of those two, I love him. Like you said, super cool. You can construct literally anything.
Your imagination's like,
And it's like your power's from a ring.
yeah,
It's cool, man.
it is cool.
It's
unique.
super cool. I love Green Lantern. He's my number 2 pick. My number 1 pick, Superman.
Okay. It's like you have to snip somebody. Yeah. Superman deservingly is gots to be.
He's just the pinnacle. And I'm not mad at where you put him, because you also named some heavy hitters above that. Yeah, Superman, dude. I love him. Just cool. He's just the almighty.
He's just the
You
most
know, like the most interesting debates are Superman against this character, Superman against that character, Superman against Flash. It's just cool.
if we're drafting like if we lived in this world and we're drafting one person to save the world,
You're gonna pick Superman.
it's the name I just instantly appeal to Superman. Now, if you throw anime into it, you got Goku, and they're like the same person again. It's all just, it was like, here's Superman, and then here's all the rest of your superhero world.
Yeah.
Because everything stems from this
Yeah, man. It's just
Man of Steel.
yeah, dude. And what a iconic name, Superman. So simple, so elegant, but it just fits.
His weakness is kryptonite, like the definition of the word. Like,
Yeah.
he's just the superhero.
Correct, man. So
Even if people don't like that or don't think that that's merited or he's too like bandwagoned or whatever, there's a reason.
yes,
There's a reason for that.
yes, there is.
Fucking Superman.
It's justified.
He's not pretty cool, dude. He's Superman.
Yeah, yeah, 100%, dude. And it's
We had a talk in the past about some of his feats, and I don't mean to sidetrack the thing,
no,
but
go
like
for it.
he's got basically speed to keep up with the Flash and can move planets and can hold the weight of the universe on his
Yeah.
back, and like What?
Yeah, there was literally a run where he went to one of the gods, Atlas, who was the
Yes.
god who held up the
yeah,
earth.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I knew it was. And Atlas asks Superman, "Hey, my daughter's getting married. Can I go to my wedding? Can I go to her wedding? Could you hold up the earth in place of me?"
And then just dips
And
out on him.
Superman does for like a week.
Yeah.
And then he was like, if he doesn't come back, I'm just here, I guess, holding up the earth. He does inevitably come back, but what a feat. Sneezed the universe away one time.
Yeah.
Just
Can just it's Superman, dude. You gotta love him.
gotta love him. Gotta love him.
You probably whatever character or verse you like is probably influenced by it.
Yeah.
So really hard to.
If you love the boys, what if Superman was evil?
Yeah.
If you love Invincible, what if Superman was evil?
Exactly.
And
You don't want that problem.
No, you don't. You don't. And those two shows show you why you don't want that problem.
Yes.
So
Good list.
to sum it up, I've got Red Hood at number 5. I've got Flash at number 4. I've got Beast Boy at number 3. I've got Green Lantern at number 2. And I've got Superman at number 1.
It's a good list.
It's a good list. I want to throw one honorable mention out there real quick. And I'm going to throw out Shazam.
Okay. He's deserving
Just
of an honorable
'cause-
mention.
Shazam's a cool character who actually used to be called Captain Marvel.
Yes.
But I actually prefer the name Shazam.
Shazam's a good name, and again,
Which is funny is
Parodied
because
off of
Black
Superman.
Adam and Shazam, how they activate their powers is by yelling Shazam.
yeah,
They have the same power set,
yeah.
pretty much. They do. They're the same. It's
When,
just,
that first Shazam movie was good, man. When he was a kid,
I
and
didn't
then
watch the second one. I need to watch the second
it
one.
wasn't as good.
So I've heard.
They just tried to do too many things.
Yeah.
Typical.
They did a whole Shazam team. I think that's what kind of ruined it.
Yeah, it did. But like a kid that can turn into Superman, and like
That's Shazam for
it's
you.
so cool. It's
That's
cool.
Shazam for you. Yeah,
Mhm.
man.
You have a kid's brain in a super body,
Mm-hmm.
and they did a really good job with it. So I like the list, man. A lot of DC stuff in general, so maybe they can get themselves back to a point of relevancy. Not to say they're not relevant, but they were just so heavily overshadowed by Marvel for the last decade. I would say that's probably a fair comment.
Yes, it is. And I think that they did make the right choice by grabbing one of Marvel's S tier directors for their main hero.
Yeah, what a better way to go about that than
And it's like, if they can do that well, then they're good. What's crazy is even though Marvel they have like 3 or 4 versions of Superman, like in their universe, none of them are popular.
no.
Even Sentry.
Mm-mm.
If they didn't come out with this Thunderbolts movie, if
He's
you
not that
asked the
relevant.
everyday person, what's Marvel's Superman? They wouldn't say Sentry.
No.
If you asked what's the number 1 hero, most people are going to say either Spider-Man, Batman, or Superman.
Yeah,
I think that's the 3 heroes that everybody knows.
I would agree.
So what was weird is Marvel have their own versions of Superman, just they're not popular. Now they might make him popular with the Sentry version, that
True.
might propel it, but they're never going to get. I mean, even Homelander is more popular than almost all of the Marvel Superman versions, I would say.
Yeah.
And same with if you throw Omni-Man in there as well, especially now, you know what I mean?
For sure.
So,
I mean, once you make this perfect pinnacled hero, you can't really have like
yeah,
a B version. You know what I mean? Like he's Superman.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, dude. So
Rotates
it's
the title.
yeah, it's cool, dude. It's DC. They have so much potential.
For sure. They just have to get the formula right.
That's it.
And they just haven't. They've gotten like parts of it right, and then like it's like a pizza. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
the sauce, the cheese, the toppings, and the crust all need to be good. You can have one good aspect of it. I wrote down a couple things here at the
Yeah,
bottom that are
shoot, brother.
just it's like we already talked about Man of Steel. We talked about Batman Ninja. We talked about Suicide Squad, which I thought both of them were good.
me too. I agree with you.
I want to throw 2 or 3 like honorable or mentionable things in here. I liked Batman vs Superman.
Oh, I loved that movie.
I, it, how do you make that?
That was the movie. That wasn't. That was the movie that had Doomsday in it, not Injustice. That was the Batman Superman had Doomsday in it.
Yeah. Did you say Injustice before?
Yeah,
Oh. Well, I thought the movie was cool.
I liked it.
And I liked freaking Batfleck.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a good movie. So people slam Batman vs Superman. I thought that was a good movie. Justice League, not Injustice.
Oh, sorry, Justice League. Yeah.
The Watchmen movie that we just found out right before the pod, which is part of the DC verse.
Yep.
I probably haven't watched it in a decade, but I remember it being fucking iconic and dope. So
It's such yeah, no, good movie. So
another
different,
like quirky group, like oddball group. I love oddball groups.
dark. I loved oh, what was the character's name?
Dr. Manhattan.
It's not who I'm thinking of.
Uh,
I'm thinking of the guy who wears that white mask with the therapy signs all over
yeah,
it.
I don't remember his name either.
He was probably my favorite in that
Sick design.
in
The
that
hat and
show.
the mask and
God,
the bleed out.
cool. Yeah, man.
And then the last thing I had written down here is the Dark Knight trilogy. And I wrote this before we had our prior conversation, but I think that might have been the best DC anything we've gotten in the last 20 years. I loved it. Apparently, you have a different opinion on that. So.
I do like it. I do like it. I do enjoy it. But I am not as big a lover as literally everybody else is. I do like it though, and I would still say it's probably the best project that they've done.
Just, I think they got the tone right in this of being a dark themed stuff, but not like casting the whole movie in shadows, and it still was mostly in shadows, but there was some light in this, and then Bane blows up a football field, and the whole city gets shut down, and that's dark to me, like trapped in dark. I love the Dark Knight trilogy, so that was just my last little DC
Fair.
mention that I wanted to say something about.
Fair. Actually, I want to point this out. When we went to Level Up Expo, I met Carrie Payton, and I only knew him from The Walking Dead and Invincible. However, he also voiced, I don't know if you guys can see that there, but he also voiced the Cyborg in the animated show. And I was like, oh, that's perfect.
Really cool. And I
he did a good job.
If I had my Tara Strong thing here, she's Harley Quinn. So we met some DC peeps.
We met some DC peeps. 100% we did, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. No, DC. It's time that
they're back up, dude. Let's see if they can deliver.
I think so. Give us the Superman movie. Give us a Lantern movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Give me a live action Teen Titans movie.
Give me a live action.
They did that Teen Titans show, and I watched like 2 or 3 episodes and never went back. I think it was on Max.
Yeah, I need to rewatch. I have never heard any reviews on it.
I heard it was okay. I heard it was decent.
Yeah, I need to see it. I need to see because it would be cool.
Yeah, live action Beast Boy.
Yeah, I know.
Well, G, you got anything else you want to touch on? You want to wrap it up?
I think we're good, bro. I think we kind of touched on everything that we know enough about to touch on.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not trying to overstep my boundaries in any way.
Yeah, guys, because like I said, DC isn't our main focus. Point. We are probably more Marvel versed than we are DC versed.
But we still like DC.
But we do still like DC, 100%.
There's a lot to it. So that's all I got.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate y'all watching.
Thanks for coming.
Please hit that like, hit that follow, subscribe, comment, share, all of it. Please.
Yeah. Give us some comments. What do you want? We want to give you what you want.
Correct.
So tell us what you want.
Let us know. Let us know.
But either way, thanks for coming.
Yeah, this is Verse Talk, guys. Peace.